Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we would like to do another coding exercises using static array. Okay, so far we learned how important it is to consider static array in certain situations. In this video, we are going to write a program that uses a static array to store user input values across multiple function calls. So to do that, we have the main function and then another function that we're going to call repeatedly during in our main function. So the name of the function is store user input. It's of the void type and its argument is an integer called value. So in order to call it for the first time, we call the function with the value 5. Here we are initializing and declaring a static array with the size of 3, and all of the elements are 0. And then we are initializing and declaring an index to be static and integers set to be 0 initially. So this is an index is used to track where to store the next input. So in the first call, index equals 0. So when we are encountering this if condition, we say, okay, 0 lower than 3. If this is the case, set the value, which is the argument of this function, which is 5 in the first run, in the first call of the function. Set the value 5 as the first index of the user input array. After doing that, then increase the index by 1. So in the initial run, it's like this equals to 5. It means that set the value 5 to be the first element of the user input array, and then the final index will become 1. Initial index equals to 0. Why initial index equals to 0? Because we initialize it. And why the final index equals to 1? Because after we set the 5 to be the first element of the user input array in this line, we are having plus plus sign here. So when we are having the plus plus sign, it's going to increase the value of index by 1. So the final index after this line will be equal to 1. Then we are simply printing the value. Value is number 5 because this is the argument of the function, which is defined here, and then it is being simply printed here. So whatever the number is being assigned to the first element of the array is being printed here. So we know what has been passed and what has been inserted to the array, just for the sake of checking. Okay. Then we have this else part as well. If this index is not lower than 3, it's going to enter this else part. There it is printing array is full, so stored values are, it is going to print all the elements of the array using a for loop, and the for loop is going to start from 0 to 3, which is the size of the array, and it's going to print all the elements of the user input array. So when I equals 0, it's going to print the first element. When I equals 1, it's going to print the second element. When I equals, for example, to 2, it's going to print the last or the third value. So one time the first call of the function is now finished. The program is executed, so the program goes to the next line and it's going to call the function again with the argument of 10. So now value equals 10, but because we are using a static array and index, now the program remembers that we already called the function one time, and it remembers that we did some modification to the first element of this array and also to this index number. So now that it enters this function, it goes to this if condition here, but it is not considering index to be 0, but it is considering index to be 1 because it remembers that we did some modification in the previous call for this function. So this is why actually the static variables are useful. So initial index in this case equals 1, and basically it is saying user inputs 1 equals 10 and final index equals 2. So it basically says that okay, the index now is 1 is lower than 3, that is true, so it is going to enter this part. When entering this part, it's going to assign the argument, which was 10 in our case, to be the second element of the user input array. Why second element? Because the index now is 1 and C++ starts from 0. So 0, when index is 0, we are talking about the first element. When index is 1, we are talking about the second element, okay? So it is going to assign 10 as to be the second element of the user input array. When this has been done, we are going to increase the value of index by 1, so the final index will be 2 again. Okay, and we are going to call the function for the third time. Now the initial index equals 2 because it is an static int index. It is declared to be a static int, so the program remembers the modification. And also because the array is a static, it remembers we modified its elements, so it's not going to start from 0 again. And now user inputs 2 equals 15 and final index will be 3. How come? Okay, let's see. So the initial index value is 2. 2 is lower than 3. It's going to enter. So the argument that is passed to this function is 15, therefore the value is 15, the int value is 15. So 15 is going to be assigned to the third element or the last element of the user input array, after which we are going to increase the value of index, which was 2 and now it's 3. Okay, and in the meantime we were always printing the values that were passed to this function. So now index equals 2, and when we finish the execution of this line, final index is 3. So when we call the function one more time with the argument 20, it is going to say 3, which is the final value of index. Is it lower than 3? No, it's not. When it's not going to execute this part of the code, and it goes directly to the else part, which is this part. So when it comes here, it is going to say array is full. Why it is full? Because the size of the array was 3 and we already had stored 3 values in it. Therefore, and 3 is not lower than 3, therefore it is not executing this part, and now we see that 3 values are stored in the array, as you see here, 5, 10 and 15, and the size is 3. So it says array is full and it is printing all the elements of the array here for us. So let me just run and see the result. Okay, great. So in the first call, the value stored is 5. So as we discussed, the first element of the user input was set to be 5 and the value stored was 5, and the second value was 10 and then 15. And when we are passing the 20, it is not printing the 20. Instead, it says array is full because it is entering this else part. And then we are printing all the elements of the array, which are 5, 10, and 15. So the only reason that with every call, the program remembers what we have done and knows that, okay, the elements are different values and the index is updated progressively, and also the array is updated progressively, is because we are using the static keyword here. So if we don't use the static keyword here, you will see the difference. So you will see that it is printing 5, 10, 15, and 20. Why? Previously, when we reached 20, we saw that it was mentioning that the array is full, but it is not saying that. Why? Because index is 0 when the first call is done. 0 lower than 3, okay, and 5 is assigned to the first element of the user input array. We are increasing the value of index, and so index equals 1, and it is printing the value just like here, okay? And when we are calling the function the second time using this number, it is forgetting everything about the index value and the user input array. Because we are not using static variables, it is not going to remember. So when the first call is done, everything executed, it is going to remove everything from the memory, so it's not going to remember. So if I try to simply just print the array in the end of this function, we will see the numbers are different. So when we are printing the array in the end, we see, okay, let me just put an end L, it's nicer. Okay. So when we are calling the function for the first time, this is 5. 5 is set to be the first element of the user input. Therefore, this line is printed, which is seen exactly here. And then we are having this print of the array. So the first element is 5, the other elements are still 0, and the program execution is finished. So then we are calling the function again with the number 10. So it is going to consider index is now again reinitialized to 0 because it is not a static. So 10 is assigned again to the first element of the index of the user input array, just like here, and just like here, you see here, and it is when we are printing the array, it is considering 10 to be the first element. The first reason is that index is again starting from 0, therefore it is assigning 10 to the 0. And the second reason is that it is reinitializing the array to be 0. So this array was 0, 0, 0 with 3 zeros element, not 5, 0, 0 like here. Why? Because it is not a static. But when it is a static, so let me just comment this line. When it is a static, in the first call, it is setting 5 to the first element of the array, and then we are printing the array here, 500. When we are calling for the second time, it already remembers that the first element was 5 and the final index was 1. Therefore, now 10 is going to be assigned to the second element because now index is 1 and it is not considering this line because it is a static. So it is going to assign 10 to the second element of the user input, and only the third value is remaining 0. In the third call, 15 is going to be assigned to the third element of the array user input. So this is how static actually variables work, and this is how good to how good it is to use them in specific situations that we would like the program to remember previous calls for the function when we are using an array, for example, or an integer value. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't had the chance to rate this course yet, we would appreciate it to rate this course, and it is also very important for us to give us constructive feedbacks based on which we can improve our future courses for future students. Thank you very much.